Yeah, welcome to another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth with your host, Zacchaeus and the Fifth General. Zacchaeus, was good? What up?
It was good to be here another week. Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
We're going to get into a dating topic. We're going to talk about it. Let's get into a dating topic. It's been a minute. First dating topic of this season. We typically have our episodes where we tend to talk about it, and it seems to get pretty good reception for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Something that everybody could join in and get into. All races, all creeds. All right. So, question of the day: let's put it in context. In a relationship, do women sacrifice happiness for money? I'll repeat. Do women sacrifice happiness for money? Okay, Fifth, why you ask that question? Explain. Well, because I'm sure many people in the dating world have seen situations where, you know, a woman will say they want this, they want that. They want a man who has this, they want a man that has that. And those usually the first thing that comes out of a woman's mouth. But then you ask, okay, what else? Well, what do you mean, what else? Well, what about his character? What about how he treats you? How about what kind of person he is? Is he a family person? Is he a spiritual person? And what I mean by spiritual, I mean somebody who is under God's leadership. Not that the sun and the moon and the stars and planets and quasars and no, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Is he a man of faith? Is he a man of God? We going there, man. We going there, and we know what the Bible says. Yeah. You if you're listening to this podcast, you know who's on the mic. You know who me and Zacchaeus are. Okay, you know if a man doesn't love God, how can he truly love his wife? Come on now.
Right.
All right.
Amen to the scriptures.
We going there, man, because a lot of women, you know, man, you know, these things are not taught. They should be, but you know, but if you know, you know. So I'm gonna start off with you, Zacchaeus, man. I'm gonna ask you the question from your perspective. You are the only married one on this panel between me and you.
Yes.
You can speak from your experiences, whether it's yours, whether it's others. I respect all information. Do women sacrifice? And no, this is not all. We don't believe in absolutes, that everything is just what it is. No, some things are different for different situations. But do women sacrifice happiness for money?
Well, I would say for some, I would have to say sometimes intentionally, they intentionally, unintentionally, some women look for security. They look for security. Women always look for. That's the main thing women do look for when they're seeking a spouse.
Yeah,
this is security. I mean, what I mean for security, I mean security maybe financially. Security also in knowing that he's not going to step out on her, and also security and just being there for her, you know. So in a sense, but some women, I would say, focus on the wrong thing.
All right.
Instead of them focus on a lot of women, especially when they date dudes, they look for the physical aspect. What I mean by the physical aspect is how much money he makes, what's his credentials, instead of focusing on the internal meaning, like his mental state.
Yeah.
How, what can he contribute to? How can he contribute? What does he has to contribute, or vice versa? What does she has to contribute?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they focus on the wrong. Some of these women out here, they focus on the wrong thing when it comes to finding a spouse. Instead of them focusing on, well, he's a spiritual man. Well, he has a man of great integrity. This is a man that they focus on what he drives. They focus on how much money he makes. They focus on those things. instead, so because let's face it, let's face it, everybody wants to live comfortable. Men want to live comfortable, and women want to live comfortable. But I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with living comfortable. But I'm saying don't let that be your whole entire focus. Don't let that be your whole, because remember, when you are dealing with him, I'm talking directly to the young ladies. When you are dealing with him, how is he? How does he make you feel when you deal with him, or you're just there, just to feel, just to get comfort? Meaning that, are you there just because? Well, my man makes a whole lot. I make money too, but man, he makes a whole lot of money, and he makes me feel comfortable because my man drives this. I could chat to my girlfriend and say my man does this, my man does that. He's this. He all know he's physically nice, but he has a lot of money. He's this and he's that. Don't know, and they make that mistake. So, and when they make that mistake, sometimes they can draw the wrong. Sometimes they bring the wrong men into their life. When they make that mistake, they bring the wrong man into their life. And so, what I mean by the wrong man, meaning that he doesn't make you feel he makes you feel secure financially, but he doesn't make you feel secure. He steps out on you, and you have a sense. So yes, some women do sacrifice happiness. Well, I guess they sacrifice happiness for finance. They do. Some of them do. So I will have to say yes for some.
What do you think the reason is for that? Is it improper teaching at home? I mean, because let's keep it real. Kids who become adults, that is, do what they see in a home, or do what they see in society, or whatever who has their ear, and whoever who influences them. Could this be just what shapes that thinking?
It could be many things, man. I mean, sometimes when you're at home, and listen, it's good to have a male figure in your household. It really is. A strong house. And I mean, just not just being presently there, but being emotionally there too.
Being
because
active.
Sometimes a young lady, active. Because sometimes a young woman needs guidance, not only nurturement from her mother, but also attention from her father too. So that right there, when a man looks at his daughter and says, "You're beautiful," no matter what nobody else says, you're black or you're this and you're beautiful. That is a seed that you planted in her, so she knows her self-worth. She knows her self-value, and because she knows her self-worth and value, she's not going to rely on a man to financially got her. She's going to be independent. She's going to do for herself, and she's not going to take no nonsense from a man that is meant emotionally abuse her or physically abuse her. She's not going to take that. And some women take that because sometimes they see sometimes it's a generational curse, or sometimes this kind of thing carries from generation to the next generation. They see their mama get beat, so they think it's okay for a man to put their hands on them. And it's okay for them to date a guy that's a thug, or just not treating them right, or speaking to them any old way they want to, or getting them, or emotionally abusing them, emotional abuse, and treating them any old way they want to get, treating you any old way they want to get you, treat you like crap. And they think that's okay, as long as he got it, and I'm comfortable with him. And that's the thing. Once he knows that you're comfort, he got you. You're totally comfortable, and he knows that you can't go, and he feels that you're not gonna take a step and go nowhere. He got you. Meaning, what I mean by saying that he got you, meaning that because he knows that yourself, you when you don't have a self-worth in yourself, and I've seen this not personally, but I've seen this. Once you don't feel that you're a queen. And once you don't develop self-worth, meaning that when you develop self-worth, meaning that you're not going to take no nonsense, you're not going to take no abuse. Once you develop that standard, and you can be independent, and you can stand on your own too, and you love yourself. That's the thing, and that's one thing I want to bring up. Once she's broken, how can you be with somebody that's broken? If he's abusing you, he's broken too. He's broken too, and obviously because you're staying with him, you're broken too. So it doesn't work. So always build up your self-worth and know that you can do better, and know that you can stand on your own too. And don't rely on, and that's another thing too. Stop relying on his happiness. Stop relying for him to bring happiness to you. You got to be happy and love yourself. So some people do sacrifice that. Yeah.
Now, you're a married man.
Yeah.
But before you were married, you had ladies. Well, I don't mean ladies like you was a Mac or something like that, but you've had relationships before you were married, right?
Yes, I did.
Now, you have children, okay? 2 children. Yeah. Now, I'm sure that you would agree that the example that you and your wife show in front of the kids can contribute to the success of your kids when they become adults, when they want to have relationships. You know that what you do and what you teach matters, right?
Yes, and that's another thing too. As parents, you have to. The kids are watching you.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are watching you, and you must set the example. Meaning that I have to show my wife love. I gotta show my wife. I have to show her. Now I can't just say I love her. I gotta show her that I love her.
Yep.
I gotta rub her feet. I gotta treat her like a queen.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta talk. We gotta communicate. We gotta communicate with each other, and we cannot. If we get upset with each other, we cannot scream on each other. That's another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta talk it out,
mm-hmm.
because remember, the kids are mimicking everything you do in the household. Even if you're, and it's tough for my heart goes out to single parents too.
Yeah,
it's tough for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to set the example for your kids. Even if you're single too, you have to set the example for your kids.
Yeah.
Because they can't see mommy bringing different guys to the home, and keep bringing different guys to the home, because you're not setting the example for your kids when you do that. You're not setting the example for your kids. So
Now, how about this? Let's get deep into it. How about the woman who's, let's say, in her 20s or whatever, right?
Yeah.
She says, hey, I grew up and I saw my father struggle and not make enough money to support us. So the type of man I want, I don't ever want a man like that. I want me a baller. Because you got women out there who have that story. They resent their father, although their father was a good father, right? Right? And everything else. Work to the point where you can still have food on the table and shoes on your feet. But then she says, yo, forget all that. That wasn't enough. So I want a man who got this, who got that. And I mean, who's to say she can even get a man who got that? I mean, because let's keep it real. A lot of women want what they want, but what about what the man wants? They don't seem to care about that. Like, men have standards and wants too. You know what I'm saying? But let's just say she just so happens to get this, right? You have women out there who will, and not necessarily the man got to be rich, right? But he just has to have, well, they just want that access to the man's money, right? So they have this relationship, I don't know how he gets his money, you have that relationship, and then you got the ones who get their money legally, right? Of course, right? You know,
yeah.
Of course, they don't. Of course, they love the fact that they can go on trips, which is fine and all. They can get the Gucci belt and the Birkin bag and all that type of ignorant stuff. You know what I'm saying? You over here supporting designers that hate black people anyway. You know what I'm saying? But all that lavish living, right? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the man is not even home, man. The man ain't got time for you. You got to make time. You on his dime. And that's what a lot of women don't realize. When a man got wealth, a man wants a woman who wants things on his dime, not hers.
Right.
So the woman gets in a relationship with this man. It might be a couple of days, weeks, months, and then she's like, "Yo," she's the honeymoon phase of getting spoiled tends to get stale a little bit. Not stale like it stopped happening, but the feeling.
Yeah.
Now she's like, "Yo, I don't even see this dude." You know what I mean? And and when I want to talk to him, he's not available. Well, because a man who's making money is trying not to lose that money. So he's gonna spend a lot of time working or whatever it is he does. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now she's not happy. The material things, have lived out what they lived out, but then she's not happy. But then she'll say, "Well, I'd rather be in that situation than to be with a man who don't have it like that." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I can see him anytime I want. That's one particular stage that a woman is in. But then later on, as she gets older, she's like, "Man, I want the man who do got time for me." Guess what? It's too late. What do you got to say about the woman that wasted all those years?
Well, you know what? There's a lot of women that, not a lot, but there's quite a few women that do go through that scenario.
Yeah.
That they'll spend years, because remember,
they'll spend their whole 20s and 30s and wake up 40 with a house full of cats.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's all about women. Some women like thrills, man. They like the finer things that, of course, who doesn't like the finer things in life?
Yeah.
And the thing is that instead of building their mental state, they rather build their assets. Matter of fact, they rather focus on his assets. If he's a rich dude, a baller,
yeah,
and she will listen. It's all about comfortability. She may stay 20 years, and let me say this. She may stay 20 years, and she may stay 20 years and maybe nag him every now and then about getting married, but you best believe she's not going nowhere. Because she's comfortable and she likes the simple fact that she can get anything she wants. Anything she wants. But the thing is, she barely sees him.
Yep.
The thing is, he's most of the time when you see him, he's out.
Yep.
He's never. You see him every few months. He comes home and pretends that you're the only. Pretends. Now I'm gonna use a big P word.
Speak on it.
Pretends that you're the only one. Pretends that you're the only one. And you go to hang out with your girlfriends and you say, "Oh well, my man got me this. Oh my man is." You brag to your girlfriends what your man got you, where you how you living, and you're looking pretty though. Got your nails that did every week, toenails did every week. You're on social media,
champagne
popping, posing on social media.
Yeah, but you're living a good life, but you're not happy though.
But guess what? When you come home to that, it's cold outside in New York
Uh-huh.
City or cold wherever you live. You go home to that cold bed. You're like, but guess what? Your girlfriend, your friend,
Yeah.
your girlfriend, husband don't make as much as your baller boyfriend. He don't make as much. But guess what? She sees him every day.
Yeah.
She's home with him every day.
Yeah.
Whether they argue, but at least she sees him
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
She's in the bed with him every day. You get to hug your pillow and wish he was there with you. So so the question is for women, what do you want, or who do you choose? Do you want to be happy, or you think the finances is more important to you? We're not saying that finance is more important to you, but let's try to put things in perspective. Everything needs a balance in life, and all we're saying is that the internal and the mental state means a lot too. Not just the physical, and not just the assets, and not just the material things, but also the mental state, and also your mental state, and also can you marry a husband? Is he husband material? That's the question. Is he husband material? Because a lot of young girls, a lot of young women, they go with flashy guys. They don't want to be bored.
Yeah.
They want to run with the guy that seems to have it going on. That knows he seems to have everything. They love to believe a lie.
Yeah.
They love to believe a lie, but they ain't. You think some of these flashy women, do you think they'll go out with a guy that's, have a simple job, either blue collar worker. He's
well, blue collar. Well, blue collar is a range of. Let's make sure we clear here. Blue collar is a range of salaries. You know what I'm saying?
Don't have everything.
But blue collar is a range of salaries, though.
Decent husband.
So you could work blue collar and still have decent money.
Yeah, at least he can make you a decent husband,
Right.
He may not have all the material things, but guess what? You see him every day. He's home. He comes home to you. He's a hardworking man. He take care of his kids. Sometimes he cooks. Sometimes he cleans. And he can make you a home.
Okay.
Now
let's cut in real quick. Zacchaeus. Now, we're talking about what happens when the years are wasted, and then the woman is now 40, and now she wishes she would have went with a man who she's now prioritizing character. So yeah, the security and the stability is there with another particular man, but she's now prioritizing character because probably the man with money didn't marry her. You know what I'm saying? Now, at that point, in the dating world, it gets a little tougher now. When you're a single woman in her 40s, and I mean, God forbid you got children, now people got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So, this happens all the time where the woman's like, yeah, well, I turned down so-and-so because he was, I ain't really think he was really that good for me. Then the man who I guess they wasted their time with didn't marry them, right? So then now they want the good man now. The good man might already done said, you know what? At 40, nah, I don't want you at 40. I'll holler at a 20-something-year-old or you know what I mean? He'll do that. And the man might be 40 his dang self. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say about that? Zacchaeus. Okay, we can't hear him. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Let me wait, and then he'll come back in. So this is what I got to say about that.
What?
You there, Zacchaeus? Zacchaeus, we hear you, but can you hear me? Okay, so let me continue. Now you have situations like that, right? It's about what's taught, man. You know, you got that character is important. You got situations where somebody will get into something with somebody, right? Long-term relationship. Now they might not necessarily require, marriage, and that's fine. That's a specific thing. It got to be something that you want or not. This is why you have to prioritize what you want coming into a relationship, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're not so much making demands, but you're just saying what it is that you want to begin with. Zacchaeus, are you there? Zacchaeus, we hear you. Can you hear me? Zacchaeus. Well, anyway, he going through some technical difficulties here. This happens sometimes. This is what happens when you're doing a show and you're in two different states. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do things a long distance way. I'm in Texas. He's in New York. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to work that out. I think he might have muted himself. I don't know what happened. I didn't mute him, but But anyway, so the situation is this. Like I was saying, you have situations where, they'll get into these relationships and, you got to prioritize what you want up front, and here's the thing about money, man. Money don't make who you are, man. Money comes and goes. You have situations where a hurricane will happen, a fire, water damage or whatever, pipes bursting, you know what I'm saying? And now you lose all that stuff you put all that money into is gone. I mean, what are you at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? It don't last, man. It don't last. That's real, man. And that's stuff you got to prioritize. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't want to get married, then look, that's just something that's on you. That's your choice. That's your preference. But you can't complain when that don't happen. Sometimes maybe you might want something, but you probably just don't know if you want it yet. Okay, well then you gotta care about the seasons that you're in. You know that you're not gonna get too serious in this area. So then don't get involved in a relationship. Just date. See how things go, and move on. But if you want something that actually has some type of lifespan to it, some substance that's going to build towards something, then you should be caring about character first. You know what I'm saying? You should be caring about character. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting security and stability, but you got to learn how to take care of yourself first. If you're a woman who doesn't know how to take care of yourself, then don't be looking for a man to take care of you. I mean, that right there, that these are adult life applications that got to be ironed out before you get into anything big. That's just not something that you want. So yeah, I don't know what happened to Zacchaeus' audio, man. This is the longest he's been out. I don't know how that happened. Let me try him again. Zacchaeus, you there?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's crazy.
This is the longest you've tuned out on audio. I don't know how that happened. That was about a good 5 minutes probably.
Yeah, it was long.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, I sure got interrupted in the middle. I was talking. I'm like, what is that noise? Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah. So I'm gonna try to pose.
Uh,
I don't know what you last heard, but I'm gonna try to pose this question again to get you back into the show.
okay, okay.
So I was making a point that what about the woman who rejected the guy who probably was a better guy for her, but
Mm-hmm.
she somehow got the attention of a man who probably is a better financial gain. And then things don't happen with her and that man. She doesn't get married. She eventually leaves the relationship, or he kicks her to the curb because, men who got money got options, man. They got more options than
They
a
do.
man who don't have money, right? So now the
Yeah.
woman is 35, between 45 years old. Now she wants to date a good man of quality. You know what I'm saying? He ain't broke, but just a good man of
Yeah.
quality. That man,
Right.
it's possible that man probably wants to go younger now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Or he's married. Because the thing
yeah,
is this.
mm-hmm.
The thing is that sometimes these women,
Mm-hmm.
these women wind up sometimes they these guys for a moment, some of these rich guys for a moment, and sometimes they would say they were men for a moment, like
Mm-hmm.
they have kids with them, and then they wind up breaking up. They have another kids with them. They wind up having 5 kids with different men, and then all of a
Oh,
sudden now
sheesh.
they look toe up from the flow up. You know what I mean by toe up from the flow up.
Yeah.
I mean they gay, they look like they had a rough life.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now
They got miles
all
on
of a
them.
sudden now, yep. And all of a sudden now they seeking a good man.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at you. No, they're looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but you was looking cute back then. You was not even looking my way.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden now you looking my way now.
See?
I'm like, listen, I'm in my 30s and 40s and I'm married already. But you trying to get to me now? Oh, but when back then, you was not trying to even hear me. Back then we would talk, but you was not even trying to hear me to be your boyfriend at all because I didn't look like I had it going on.
Let's acknowledge this real quick because this is gonna help the topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women have been taught that they choose, which is a lie. Men are the one that choose. Women choose from the circle of men that approach them, but women don't get to choose. So a lot of times, you have women who feel like they have multiple chances at the real thing. That's not true. Sometimes that thing never happens. I'm not saying there's no hope, but what I'm saying is, learn to appreciate, the good things that could affect your life. If a woman, marries the right man at the right time, then her life is different. Right? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I know this is a movie, right? But you remember Soul Food, the movie, right? Oh, God. It done happened again. I don't know what's going on with this brother's stuff, man. Let me try him again. Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, do you hear me? Oh, Lord. Zacchaeus, do you hear me? I swear. We using Discord. I don't know why Discord is acting like that. Zacchaeus, do you hear me? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. But anyway, trying to do a show here. You know, something going on with Discord. I don't know what's going on.
1 2 1 2.
Yo, you hear us? Yo, you hear me? Oh God. Yo. Zacchaeus. Oh my God. All right, let me try to see what's going on here. We're gonna make it work. We still got time on this show. We're gonna make it work. One thing you can't do with a radio show, a podcast or whatever, you can't have dead air. You know, you can't have dead air. That's one thing you can't do. You know, Zacchaeus, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. You can hear me good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on tonight with this Discord, man. It's crazy, man.
Is this something with the connection?
Oh.
Is it? I'm asking a question.
Oh, some of the connection? Let me see. I look like everything is plugged in right from my end.
Okay.
Look like everything is plugged in right.
Wi-Fi is good?
So far, so good. So far, so good. Look like things are,
All right, let me try to get you to talk. We're still recording. Let me try to get you to talk because I feel like it's gonna do it again. So let me just get what you get your views in before it cuts off, and then I'll just have to wrap up the show. But yeah, what I'm. I hope I didn't lose my train of thought. But when it comes to money, right? I know people feel like money is relevant and stuff like that, which is fine. But like I said, women should be taught. All women, all men should be taught is to prioritize character. Some of that stuff will come. You know what I'm saying? And who you are at 20, the money that you make at 20 is not going to be the money that you make in 40. And there's not a lot of men out there that have money like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and what I was saying was that men choose women choose from the circle of men that approach them. So a lot of women feel like they have unlimited chances, so they could just say no to this guy, no to that. We talking about good men, you know, for the guy who really don't, care about them, but just got a little bit of money to spend because they just want to have fun. But having fun has its consequences, man. You know, because you know why? Because they were taught, because some of them were taught that they can't have fun with the man who make average salary. You know what I'm saying? So let's go
Right.
Yeah. But but not every woman is going to get that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because men choose what they want anyway. So what do you say about the woman that feels like, well, you know what? I'll try my chances with that. And then later on, if that don't work out, then I'll choose to get married later. No one can guarantee that. What you got to say to that?
Well, women, some women, they focus on the wrong things sometimes, and usually what wind up happening is that, they wind up choosing the guy that seems to have everything going on, compared to the guy that want to settle down into and look like he wants to settle down and be with her just to be with her. And not trying to, just trying to be himself and just trying to be with it, just trying to grow with her and hopefully something beautiful develop. But sometimes you look at that man as sometimes he just looks at him and be like, well, what could he do for me as far as like what can he contribute to me physically as far as financially?
Yeah.
Or as far as,
well, you were saying,
what can he bring to the table?
You were saying that earlier. We're gonna have to move on to this one. What I'm saying is, women don't choose, men choose. So, what gives the woman the impression that she'll get married on her dime?
Well, this is what I heard, man. I heard that women have many options. Women have many options, more options than we have. For what from what I've during the course of me growing up and getting the experience of what I observe and what I see. Now, the good question is that now she is a woman that's basically, you have to ask yourself, what is she seeking? Who is she seeking? And usually she's always seeking what she's looking at is what she observed first. You know, she's not looking at the and she's looking at the external, and the external never. Oh, the internal is the thing that's gonna last forever. You know. Yeah.
Okay, but there's a but there's a time period here. If a woman wants to have marriage and kids, women can't have kids forever. Now men can, because we have sperm. But women have biological clocks. This is the science. So what about the one? There is a such thing as being too late when it comes to certain things.
Oh yes. Well,
So
very rare.
So with that being said, women don't have multiple options. Men do, because we're the ones that get on one knee and propose. Do women get on one knee and propose?
No, they don't.
Thank you.
No, they don't. But the thing is this:
women have sex options as far as consent goes, but they don't have marriage options. That's what I'm trying to get across.
Well, you're right, because women do have biological clocks.
Yeah.
Biological clock, meaning that at a certain point in my life, some women do. Some women value that. At a certain point in life, they want to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get married. They want to have children. That's a psych. That's a biological clock, and they don't want to waste their time with anyone that's gonna waste their time.
Yeah.
Some of them do. I have to keep on saying some.
Well,
I have to keep on saying some.
Well, a respectable woman knows better in that regard, right? Because she does know that, and her whole thing is she doesn't have a woman who doesn't have unrealistic expectations, in my opinion, seems to do pretty good in the dating world. But a woman who has delusional thinking and unrealistic expectations, they learn a hard way. And if you are not going to learn early, then you're going to live a hard life, right?
You know what? Sometimes the decisions that you make, it turns around and it bites you, man. I mean, sometimes the decisions, sometimes you wish to God you never make certain decisions sometimes.
Right.
And you wish, and some women, they could truly say, they could agree with me. They could definitely, some women that could agree with me. They wish some of the men that they never met before.
Yeah.
Sometimes they wish they never met. They run to a man and he just ruins their whole entire life. Or he wastes their time. That's what, and women, I'm talking to the ladies out there. You don't want, because you have a certain plateau, you want, not that some of you have a certain goal you have to reach and a certain plateau. I'm talking about to the young ladies in their 20s that are ones that are not married yet. Mm-hmm. And because you have a certain goal you want to reach, and because some of you want to get married, you cannot allow a man to waste your time and play mind games, because time goes. And before you know it, you'll be 30. Before you know it, you'll be 40. Before you know it, you'll be 50. Time goes. Time goes. So don't let no one, especially if you're in your mid-20s, going on pushing 30, don't let no man waste your time. Because you see, the thing is this, man. Always ask him what's his intent. Find out what's his intentions. Where does he
see himself? And for the men, ask these women this, man. Yeah. Where do they see themselves in 10 years or whatever? 20 years.
Yeah, yeah. What's their goal? What's the if you what and com, let me tell you something. In relationships, compatibility is one of the main things, man.
Mm-hmm.
Compatibility, and that's one of the main things. I don't want to go off topic too much, but I just want to throw that in there real quickly. Yeah. Compatibility is also an attribute too, but you can't always look at the external, and that's what I'm trying to bring home. You can't always look at the possessions. You gotta look at his mental state. Mm-hmm. You gotta look at his what attributes is he bringing to you to build you up spiritually, or what attributes is he bringing to you to contribute to your mental state. And the same thing goes to men too. When you choose a spouse or you choose a woman, what is she bringing to you? I'm not talking.
There you go.
I'm not talking just physical.
There you go.
I'm not talking just physically.
Yeah.
I'm talking because I mean that's what we see. We love beautiful, voluptuous women. Yes, we do. Mm. I'm not talking physically. I'm talking. Do you enjoy her company?
Right.
Do you enjoy spending time with her? Is she not only just your intimate partner, but is she your friend?
Yeah.
Do you know by any shadow of a doubt that she'll have your back just in case your back is against the wall? And that's important to us men.
Yeah.
We want to know that you gotta that is to a man, that is marriage material right there.
Yeah.
If I know that out of shadow that you can stand by my side and you can be with me and you can stand by my side, that right there is like what the hood like to say, wifey material right there, because that's important to us. But what's important to a woman, we know me and you Fifth, we know that. Mm-hmm. Security is important to a woman.
Yeah.
Security, but security in many aspects of it too. In many ways, security, but women do not let a brother or man don't waste time.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Before we end this, does a woman who chase money for a man even deserve him?
There's a woman that always chase money.
Does a woman that chase money in a man, does she even deserve it?
No.
Thank you.
Because you see, the thing is, this is my response to that.
Yeah.
When the money is out,
yep.
When the money is out,
mm-hmm.
she's out.
Thank you.
I'm gonna repeat myself again.
Mm-hmm.
When the money is out, she's out. I'm not gonna call no names because we know a celebrity that's going through that right now. When the money is out, she's out.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't want to call the name.
Yeah.
But when the money is out,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's out. She's out.
Yeah.
You know, when you're going through some tough times, she tends to always want to break up. When you're going through some tough brothers, when you go through some tough times, she always wants to break out and leave you in the dust. So when your money is out, she's out.
How about the woman that always says, yeah, I'll be danged if I'm going to submit to a man. I ain't submitting to nothing, but she chasing a man with money. What man with money do you know wants a woman who's not going to be submissive?
I don't know a man with money now. This is what a man with money going to do. This is what some men.
Come on, speak on it. Speak on it.
He's gonna have a little sex with you. He's gonna have a little sex with you. Yeah. Listen, let me tell the truth. He's gonna have a little sex with you, and then you know what he's gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna bring it home to his mama. He's not gonna, because he know what kind of woman you are. He already done read you already. He's not gonna bring you home to mama. He's not. He's gonna have a little sex with you, and then have another. And then he gonna push you to the side and have somebody else, or date somebody else that's serious. But he will have a little sex with you. He will. He gonna give you. He gonna make you feel that you. Oh yeah, that you're the one. He gonna make you feel that way. But guess what? You're not the one. In his book, you're not the one. He gonna push you to the side and have his way with somebody and go with somebody else. And he even may go with a woman that doesn't look at all these things. He will go with a woman that will challenge him and ask him, where do you see yourself? And ask him and challenge him on certain questions.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta challenge women. You gotta challenge men on certain questions. You can't just sleep with him and think that, oh yeah, well I got him because I give him my coochie. I got him because I give up my coochie. I got him.
Yeah, well, that's
I got him because I give up my coochie.
Well, let's be honest. That's the only way a woman's really gonna get. Well, because listen, like you said, a man who's on that type of time, he don't have that much patience because of the options that he has. So he's gonna get it from something. You know what I mean? And so he's gonna want a woman on his program. That means she has to compromise everything for him. I don't think women have heard this before. Because women have been taught, oh, well, you can have whatever you want and this, that, and the third. It don't go like that when you're dealing with other people. I can't have it that way. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it that way in a friendship. Think about it. You can't have that way in a friendship. So how are you going to have that way in a relationship? I know there's probably somebody out here listening. They're going to be angry at this show. But this is my advice for women who chase money. Then I'm gonna have advice for the women who are not on that time. For women, for all y'all that want a wealthy, rich man with unlimited resources and access to it, and don't want to contribute nothing, you got another thing coming. Ain't no man looking for you. But if you feel like you want to market yourself to that man, then understand that you do everything on his dime and his time only. That means you better be ready when he calls. When you call, he ain't gonna be ready. He gonna tell you, listen, I'm out here making this money. I gotta work. I ain't got time to play all day. You know what I'm saying? I saw that on the episode of Jamie Foxx. Fancy was with that.
Me too.
Where Fancy was with Silas, and Silas was the surgeon, the Hollywood surgeon. Remember what he told her? I ain't got time to play all day. And then
I ain't got time to play all day.
Right, and then she was, and guess what? She was looking back at Jamie. Jamie didn't have a lot of money, but Jamie was chasing her, and he respected her and treated her like a queen. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because that material stuff went out the way, and by that time, Fancy done, years went on. See, that's the thing. Y'all with this, y'all ain't got the time y'all think y'all do, man. Y'all just don't. Y'all don't understand. I gotta say, the dating world can be unfair for women. I understand that it could be unfair for women. The dating game is more in favor of the man because we control access to marriage, because we're the ones who propose. Women are not proposing, so they can't choose. And also, there are more women on this earth than men. That's no lie. These are facts when you look at babies being born statistics. So there's more female babies than there are male babies. The science is babies become grown up. So obviously that means there's more women than men on this planet. So every man can marry, and guess what? There'll still be women left. I'm saying if that happened, you know what I mean? So, ladies, if y'all want that and y'all willing to sacrifice that, because the topic is the women sacrifice happiness for money. Because if a woman's going to do all of that, trust me, she's not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy because she's going to be like, oh, man, wow, that's the things I got to go through to get a man like that. I got to go through all of that if she can even attract that man. Because like I said, not every woman is in that position. I mean, men who got money, man, they want fine women, man. They don't want just, women that are all right. Come on now. Come on now.
They don't want to play a plain Jane.
No, they don't. And we just keeping it real. They want a woman who's, they want tens because they feel that they got the money to, attract that. Men who got money use their money to, to advertise themselves to get women, like that.
Yes.
You know, that's how men are. We, you know, let's keep it real. You know. Now let me talk to the women out there who ain't on that type of time, because I wanna applaud women out there who ain't on that. But I also want to have them to make sure that they teach women, you know, some reality, man. You know what I mean? And help other women out. Ladies, respectable women. Notice how I use that word, respectable women. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You already know what you're doing. I don't even have to even explain, because if you know, you know. Keep doing what you're doing. Let me be specific. If you're a woman out there and you understand that it takes, you know, a unit to build something, the process, and you actually, you know, are a good judge of character, and you know that it's not just you're the prize, you know, but he's a catch as well.
Yeah.
And you contribute things. You're not just asking him what he brings to the table, but you're bringing things to the table too. Respectable woman. Your chances of attracting a respectable man is a lot higher than the ones who don't live that way. You gotta be who you want to attract. That's what I was told. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was told.
Right.
You know, don't listen to women saying, "Oh, you just settling for less." No, you're not settling. That word is disrespectful at times, man. Settling is a word that they use against men, you know, who are not making six figures. That's messed up. Meanwhile, the woman who's saying that probably only, you know, makes like $20,000 a year. I'm not knocking that, but my whole thing is, you making $20,000 a year, but you want to say that a man who's making $40,000 or, you know, $45,000 in a city that's affordable. We ain't talking New York. We talking about like cities like, you know, like probably like Atlanta and you know, Charlotte or something like that. You know.
Right.
You know, you don't respect the man who you know, because it ain't good enough for you. You know, don't listen to that voice. Don't listen to them. And a lot of times women are teaching other women about men when women should be listening to men so that they know what we want. Because a lot of women don't know what men want. They really don't.
Right.
So
no, they can't figure it. No.
So respectable woman, you know who you are. You're doing a good job. Keep doing a good job. You gonna get that ring. You're gonna get that ring. You're gonna get everything you need and want. And just understand that you gotta work too, because this is a competitive world. You compete for a job, well, you know, you gotta compete for a good man, because men are competing for a good woman. You know what I mean? Yes. That's how this world. That's what you see in this world. You know what I'm saying? Because a man who really, you know, a man knows, you know, what he wants. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna do what he can to get that woman. And you know, and women, you know, do whatever you can. But like I said, you know, keep your self-respect. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get a man who keeps his self-respect as well. That's just how it goes, man. Zacchaeus, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, when it comes to seeking that man now, it's a lot of, and you talk about, I'm gonna bring it to the table. Now, when you bring things to the table, you're not only bringing because the women like to talk about degrees. They like to talk about the degrees and their accomplishments,
which men don't really care about, honestly.
Yeah, men, you know, it's like nothing wrong with talking about accomplishments,
right?
And your degrees,
right?
And your master's degree, and your PhD, and your BMI, you know, BM. Nothing wrong with talking about in your BA. Nothing wrong with talking about that.
Right.
But that should not be the only focus.
Right.
That should not be that should not be well, he's not bringing no degree to the table. If the man is contributing and he's a hardworking man, he's contributing, that should be, to me, that should be good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he may not be making six figures, but but I bet you that man can make you a home.
Yep.
I bet you that man is, and you don't have to hurt your head and is asking yourself, well, where's my man? He hasn't come home tonight. Or where's my man? He hasn't. I don't. Wait a minute. How could we? Wait a minute. Let me check. Why is my man getting all these text messages?
Right.
And why is he getting so much text messages for women? And why is he on social media why is he on social media on Facebook and Instagram messaging these different women? Oh, why is he doing this? Oh man, he's getting girlfriend. I can't believe he's doing this to me.
See?
I can't believe this.
See?
Listen. The man may not be doing none of that. I'm not saying that they have broke men that do that too.
Of course.
But I'm just saying.
Of course.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, the main focus when you talk about bringing things to the table, it should not be material things. It should not just be your accomplishments. It should be your internal. Your internal meaning that your spirituality, your mental growth, your sense of humor, that should be your contributions. That should be your contributions. You know, that should be your contributions. A man likes to come home to, and I'm gonna say this loud and clear.
Please.
A man likes to come home to a peaceful home.
Please, thank you, especially a black man, because we got to deal with the hell that we catching every day out in the world. So we don't want to come home and catch hell at home.
We hate coming home to an argumentative, fussy woman.
Combative.
Yeah. So when you talk about bringing things to the table, let it be known we don't. Yeah, it's good to have accomplishments. It's good to talk about your degrees.
Yeah.
But we're talking about, when it comes to what you're bringing to the table, is internally. Are you gonna cause me grief? Are you gonna give me headaches? Are you gonna be fussing with me every minute? Or are you gonna just love me? And are we gonna if I'm not giving you grief, why give me grief?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Are you gonna add to our peaceful life? Are you gonna pray with me? Are you gonna laugh with me?
Yeah.
Are you gonna let me relax?
Right.
Are we gonna work together?
Right.
Are you gonna stand by my side? Those are what men like when it comes to bringing things to the table.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with bringing finances to the table. That's important too, because we gotta live.
Yeah.
That's important too. But that should not be the only focus.
Yeah.
That should not be the only focus. That should not be the only focus as far as like my degrees, you know. And a lot of women, even unintentionally, we get caught up. They get caught up into what he's bringing to the table. Like how much money does he make? How much, and you just stick on that and focus on that, and you find yourself suddenly just sticking on that, and you find yourself just realizing that, okay, let me just get off all my accomplishments. Does this man bring me? Does this man makes me laugh? Does this man put a smile on my face? Does this man have great conversations with me? Do I enjoy this man's company? These are the very important things that people don't talk about when it comes to what bringing to the table. Because the first thing a woman says, some black women, first, I'm gonna just go in general. Some women say, oh well, they always focus on the materialistic things. They never focus on the peace, P-E-A-C-E. They never focus on peace. They never focus on they really focus on peace. They really focus on, well, in my country, what can I to 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 make our relationship better. It doesn't have to. And some people like to make the relationship better by just thinking it's just money. Money is good. I mean, I'm not saying money is not important, but that should not be the only thing you focus on. That should never be the only thing you focus on. Okay? Enough said.
All right. I'm going to end off by saying this. Ladies, choose wisely. And men, watch out for the game that some of these women have, man. I just want you for your ducats, man. You know what I mean? So, just choose wisely, man. Shout outs to respectable women.
Oh, yeah.
Respectable women are going to be very much appreciated in this world. But the respectable women understand that you are highly sought after, but every man doesn't deserve you. Okay, so make sure you're with a respectable man. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure
Exactly.
make sure
Exactly.
make sure you matchmake. People who want to be all about game deserve to be with people who got game. They could game each other and have a happy life or miserable life, whatever the heck happens from that type of results.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna sign out. I also want to say, if you were offended by some of the things that I said or Zacchaeus said in this program, we apologize. I mean, we don't have all the answers. We don't claim to. Okay, we're not generalizing. But you know who you are, And hey, I might, say something wrong. I might say something wrong in another episode. I'm sorry. But I appreciate your love and support for the show, and hopefully you still listen to it. Hopefully I ain't lose you. So we're gonna get up out of here. Yeah. Zacchaeus, anything you want to promote? Let people know how to reach you, your social media tags, and all that.
Yes. Oh yes. I also want to promote. We have music out there too, man. They could stream us, Zacchaeus and the Fifth General. Yeah. They can stream us on the album called The Example. Yeah. On iTunes, Apple, everywhere.
Tidal, everywhere.
Sold.
Yep. YouTube.
Everywhere music is streamed. Yep. Yeah, everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere music is streamed. Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Also, I got the Golden Line 2, ZacchaeusB73.com. Got that going. We want to work out. You could go check that out. And also my social links. You could reach me on ZacchaeusB73 on Instagram, Facebook. You can reach me at Wayne Zacchaeus Backus on Facebook, and also on Twitter, Wayne Backus 2 on Twitter. Peace.
All right, y'all can get at me at the Fifth General on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's at the Fifth General. All right. See y'all next time on another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth. All right.